Hi, my name is Mary Beth, and I'm making this video to talk more about what I actually do and general information about His House as a ministry and what I do in particular with His House. So first of all, I wanted to start off with my story of how I became a Christian and how I essentially got involved with His House. Probably about 7 years ago, I was enrolled at Saginaw Valley State University, and the summer before that, I worked at a Christian summer camp. At this point, I was not Christian, but I was working in the kitchen, and I ended up rooming with a girl that was also going to Saginaw Valley State University. She also went to a group called His House, and one day we were sitting and she said, hey, you should come check out His House in the fall. And I said, great. So I went, and that fall I kept going to His House and got involved there, and I ended up meeting a girl from my hall who lived down the same hall as me, and she said, hey, you should come check out this freshman life group. And I said, oh, that sounds really cool. So I went with her to this freshman life group, and that was the first time that I had ever heard about a relationship with Christ. And so I started going to His House like very regularly after that, and just over the next few years became a Christian and had a relationship with God, and it was something I had never experienced before. And then my junior year, I got baptized into Christ, into Christ's family, and I felt the call on my life around that time to go into full-time ministry, and I bounced around for a little while trying to figure out what I wanted to do, and I ultimately settled on camping ministry, working a year-round summer camp. And then 10 months in, after I graduated college, 10 months into my or 3 months into my 10-month-long internship, I decided that Christian camping was not for me, and so I started looking at other options. His House was being one that I had considered a lot before. And so I had an interview in June with our executive director, and he said that I was going to go on an 18-month-long internship, and so finished that back up in May, and then they gave me another year at Western. So what I currently do, that's how I got on to college campuses. I first worked at Ferris State University, and now I currently work at Western Michigan University, and went through an apprenticeship program, which is like a new internship program we have for His House, last fall. And then got another year of apprenticeship here at Western, and I'm also currently working at Grand Valley State University. So kind of a little bit about what I do. My focus generally with His House is women's ministry. I am so excited and so passionate about helping college-age women come to know Christ. And I just wanted to share a story with you. Last year, when we were at this event on campus called Bronco Bash, there was a student that came up to me, and she said, hey, have you worked at this camp before? And I said, yes. And she's like, were you in the band, the worship team there? And I said, yes. So I'm starting to think this is a really crazy connection. And she said, my name is Caitlin, and I went to Grace Adventures, and I saw you 2 years ago, and I remember you, and this is an event that has thousands of people at it, and here is God placing this divine appointment with this girl who knew me from a camp 2 years ago, and I had no clue what her name was. And so we exchanged numbers, sat down a few weeks later, and talked about God and talked about Jesus and kind of where she was at with all that stuff. And I said, hey, could I sit down with you and tell you more about like how to become a Christian? And she's like, yes. So we sat down the next week, and I laid out the gospel for her, and I walked her through that. And she I asked her where she was at, and she had not yet responded in baptism. So that was something we had talked about for a while. And then a few weeks later at our annual fall retreat, she was able to respond in baptism, and that was something that was so awesome, and how God basically placed, different strategic people in her life, and God placed me and God used me through her student's life to share the gospel with her, and just to help her make that decision. And so I was really, really thankful for that, and for what God did through that situation. That's just one of so many stories of women that have come to know Christ, and what God has been doing here on campus. And so I am currently looking for supporters that would be excited about giving. I'm seeking out New Covenant, because I was involved there a lot this summer, and I love the church. I love the people. Several of my friends who went to his house are attending New Covenant, and so that has been such a good church. They have found community. I found community this summer, which was really awesome. And so I'm sending this video just so you guys have more information. If you would like more information about our organization as a whole, you can contact us at hhcf.org, or you can contact me. I am specifically looking for support. I would like to come on full-time staff, and so I am raising my support where it needs to be, to come on staff next fall. And so I'm trying to get my support where it needs to be, by the spring, so that way I can come to campus next fall and minister to students and minister to women. So thanks for watching this video. If you have any more questions, contact me. Thanks.